We hear this narrative about dinosaur chains, coins like XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and that it's all about the Generation 3 blockchain. And from a surface level, kindergarten examination seems to be correct, right? Like these Gen 3 blockchains, they post unbelievable numbers. 50,000, 100,000, even higher in terms of TPS, massive throughput. But something else is going on here, isn't it? When we circle back to the open market and the valuation of these assets, number one is Bitcoin, number two is Ethereum, number three is XRP. And so I think David Schwarz kind of walks us through the logic on why you see some of these newer blockchains with unbelievable stats, but some of these bellwethers, the most valuable in the world, they're built out in a different manner. So we'll dig into that. I think it's quite informative for blockchain investing in general. Also, we're going to go over the current stats with RLUSD. Was the launch successful? Where are we going to go from here? A lot of interesting stuff to go over. Now, before we get into that, though, saw this post by Digital Asset Investor. And look, I like DAI. Don't care for his buddy Bradley Crime so much, but DAI is always good in my book. And he says some of them were trying to convince people that XRP wasn't a top tier asset just weeks before it exploded. Look, the price going up right now in a bull run doesn't mean nothing. I said for a long time, I think XRP is going to have an explosive bull run. But the problem is we have to look in terms of long-term investment. If you're going to round trip this thing, our contemporaries, they have BlackRock building on their chain, Sony, they have all sorts of stuff going on. You have Bitcoin, which has nation states adopting this coin as a reserve asset or a legal currency. And truth be told, right now, people are celebrating. In terms of dollar valuations, we're approaching 2018 numbers. In terms of Bitcoin valuations, it's closer to 2014 numbers. So we haven't done anything yet. And I think XRP is going to do wildly better as this bull run continues. But you have to think about this stuff. And I know it's not popular to say. No one likes to hear about anyone other than themselves selling XRP at any sort of price. But, it's something that I'm taking to heart here. And I'm going to make sure that I'm cashing out some money because long term, this asset has not been kind to us. And until I see, again, other big corporate entities or, similar types of metrics happening on this chain, promise of the future isn't enough for me. I'm going to take this explosive period of growth to pull some investment back. Just the way I see it. Doesn't mean anything. I'm not a professional investor. I'm not a blockchain expert. I'm just giving you my honest opinion, even if it is not popular. All right, David Schwarz here. Great explanation. He was asked, can XRP Ledger hit 50,000 TPS like these other chains we see today? He says, yeah, it's not hard to imagine. Look at the cost of CPUs, storage, internal architecture. It goes down exponentially over time. Think of the cost of storage 5 years ago for your hard drives, your SSDs compared to now. It's not even in the same stratosphere. But the thing is, TPS is great for bragging about, but it's really about how much do you need. He says, for example, if we were at our max, we couldn't have added AMMs, but we had room here. And after that, if we were at our max, we couldn't add programmability, but we do, and we're adding it. And so essentially for the now, for the here, XRP Ledger has plenty of bandwidth for what they're trying to do and how they are using it. And to add more TPS now, to make higher requirements for CPU, storage, RAM, all that kind of stuff, it's going to raise the cost of validators, and you're going to have a lot of people just turn them off. And you'll get a vastly less decentralized network for really nothing because you don't need that TPS yet. Over time, as you need it, as you need new features, as you need more transactions, they'll upgrade this network at vastly lower costs while maintaining decentralization. It's the same idea with Bitcoin. We run it on very cheap hardware to run a node. Anyone can participate. XRP Ledger is kind of slotted nicely between Bitcoin and Ethereum. It has a little bit more expensive hardware, a lot more capability, and it just has a nice little niche there where it has plenty of decentralization to ensure consensus payments are fully decentralized, and that's what really matters. Building for a purpose, not just building for stats on a page. We see VET here with RLUSD, the 24-hour stats here. All right, 24 hours after launch, we have 68 million RLUSD. So that market cap, we're not setting the world on fire, but it's just day one, getting the ball rolling. The launch went off without a hitch. It's a success. Currently, there's 15 million on the XRP Ledger and 53 million on the Ethereum blockchain. So we have more value over on Ethereum, but look at the users. Right now, we have 32 908 trust lines, 32,000 trust lines in the XRP Ledger. And right now on Ethereum, there's 492 holders. So these are probably holders with much higher value type of transactions or ideas in their future to use RLUSD. But you have a lot of growth potential here on the XRP Ledger because you have people that are ready to use this, that want to use this. And as soon as they open up AMMs, as soon as you probably have some products or services where the vendors will accept payment in RLUSD. You're going to see a lot of use cases emerge, and a lot of people on the XRP Ledger are ready to use this. I think we're going to see a lot of organic and great growth on the ledger, on the XRP Ledger for this asset. It's just going to make XRP more liquid, more used. This is a good launch. I can't wait to see where they go from here. Also, Ethereum, I think we'll see that grow as well as the ball really gets rolling. This is just day one. Get it out there, make sure it works. And the one thing, I'm really bullish about, we heard they might not launch on the XRP Ledger first, but they did. Day one of launch, RLUSDs on the Ledger. We're going to get updates here soon that will make it more usable in those AMMs. Exciting news here. Talking about that, Hugo says, holy hell, FXRP reached its 100% mint limit in less than an hour. This shows there's a lot of demand out there for this feature. As they keep upping it, you're going to see a lot of bullish demand on the Somber network, and then it will roll over to Flare. This is going to be a very popular use case for 2025, and I think it's going to drive a lot of value for the Flare network. This is a good start. Again, just day one, testing this out, but they're going to get rolling, and I think it's going to be a big, big deal here. Telegraph, kind of looking at the metrics. Where are we in this cycle? Quant Crypto reports that Bitcoin's future funding rate shows no signs of overheating. We wouldn't expect that yet at this time either. We're just kind of getting our foot and getting going. Analysts believe parabolic growth is just beginning. Typically this first phase of this bull run would top out March, April, something like that. The one thing in the back of my mind is it seems like things keep coming in a couple months ahead of time during this bull run, so something to keep an eye out. But we got plenty of space ahead, plenty of runway. I think 2025 is going to be fantastic. And never forget, typically there's a second side to this type of bull run. Mickle Markets with a great post here. I think he got this from David the other day. The XRP Ledger is a DEX. In fact, it was the world's first DEX fully functional in 2012. This is the thing we got to remember. A lot of people are saying XRP Ledger is just copying everyone with AMMs and DEXs and all that stuff. And it's not true. Our development came to a screaming halt during that lawsuit. But most of the stuff you see happening on Ethereum and these other chains, it was developed first on the XRP Ledger. It was the first decentralized exchange with this idea. And unfortunately, our growth got stunted a little bit, but now we're up and rolling and you see rapid advancements. And we're not copying anyone. We're just continuing where we left off. XRP Ledger was first in many metrics, being the first non-proof of work coin, all sorts of stuff. This is a leading chain, not a follower. Coin Bureau, analysts predict a wave of crypto ETFs in 2025, but this is what's interesting. Under this current administration, they're likely to let Litecoin and Hedera first through the gates. So they might approve those ones first, and then in contrast, once we get the Trump SEC chair pick in charge, you probably see Solana and XRP. A lot of these coins are going to make it through the gates, but that would be bullish for Hedera if it was, really leading the pack here. We'll see. HBAR. This is pretty interesting. They're talking about NVIDIA, Intel have unveiled Verified Compute, the first hardware-based solution to govern and audit AI workflows. At launch, every AI computation on compatible Intel CPUs and NVIDIA GPUs will be immutably recorded on the Hedera blockchain. I love anything that has a tie-in with AI. Hedera is not one I have, but I know a lot of you do out there. This could be really bullish. Both those things, being one of the first with an ETF and then, this tie-in here. Lastly, I brought this up a couple times, but it's something we have to talk about. Coinbase still under fire, delisting wrapped Bitcoin, citing risk linked to Justin Sun without providing any technical justification. What is his risk? And critics note the irony is Coinbase itself has equal or greater regulatory investigations going on right now. In reality, most people think they delisted wrapped Bitcoin to push more demand to their wrapped Bitcoin product on Base. We need a lot of regulation here in this market. We can't have exchanges working against builders and entrepreneurs saying, you know what, your product's fine, but we're going to get rid of it because we want people to use ours. This is not a good market. So I think we'll see these kind of things addressed in 2025. I use Coinbase. I like it well enough, but I don't trust any of these exchanges. And I think that's what's going on here. Coinbase is trying to capture more of that wrapped Bitcoin market, and so they're just trying to come up with a reason to delist a competitor, and that ain't good. Let me know what you think down below. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.